to turn the music on too. There we go. We're off to a great start. Welcome to Bless Them Boys, a podcast whose headphones were not plugged in. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference.
This week we are recording today's episode on Tax Day, so in honor of that, our patron saint / cowboy is Skylar Green. Hopefully you save some green this tax season. Skylar Green is a wide receiver return specialist, best known for his explosive college career at Louisiana State University. He was born in Houma, raised in the New Orleans area, started at L.W. Higgins High School before joining LSU. He originally was recruited as a running back, transitioned to wide receiver, where his speed and versatility made him one of the most dangerous special teams players in the country. He was a key contributor on LSU's 2003 National Championship team, earned All-American recognition for his return ability. At LSU, Green became famous for his punt returns and big play ability, set a school record with 4 punt return touchdowns during his career, finished among LSU's all-time leaders in return yards and all-purpose production. One of his signature moments came in 2003 when he caught a dramatic late touchdown pass against the University of Georgia, helping LSU secure one of the defining wins of that championship season. His combination of speed, toughness, and clutch play made him a fan favorite in Baton Rouge. 2006 NFL Draft, Green was selected by Brandon's Dallas Cowboys, later spent some time with the Cincinnati Bengals and with my New Orleans Saints. Although he never replicated his college stardom at the NFL level, he did carve out a role for himself as a receiver and a return specialist before later continuing his career in Canada and arena football. He remains remembered as one of LSU's most electric return men of the 2000s. His NFL stats are as follows. From 2006 to 2008, appeared in 11 games, only recorded 3 receptions for 33 receiving yards, 1 rushing attempt for 1 yard, 14 punt returns for 64 yards, and 7 kickoff returns for 192 yards. His longest kickoff return came as a Saint in 2008 for 60 yards. I am Paul the Saints fan.
I'm Brandon the Cowboys fan.
We're your host. Is Izzy working? Is he okay?
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. Now that we've got those snafus out of the way, tell you how you can contact the show. I wanted to do a quick reminder also. We will be, fingers crossed, watching the first round of the NFL Draft live a week from tomorrow, the 23rd of April. We are definitely, this draft season has definitely been taxing on this tax day. Ready to see what happens.
Yeah, I believe the text I sent to you is, I think I've had enough of draft season. Can we just get this over with now? We reached that point. There's always that time where, like, I've had enough. Like, every podcast is like, let's talk about these 5 players over and over again. And it's like, okay, I've had enough of that.
Well, now it's like, who's a random player that's going to get drafted in the first round that nobody's thinking of, yeah. I mean, you probably need to, I think we talked about this last week. They need to shorten the cycle if they can. I don't know how they do that, but
move the draft up.
I don't know. If you have some thoughts you'd like to share with us, you can do so. blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDEMBOYZ. We are on Twitter, bless_dem_boys. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, where we check Blue Sky Live on the show.
What do we have?
So, hey, send us something on Blue Sky, and you might hear it on the show, because just check it live.
That's the only time that we check it is on the show.
Nothing.
Maybe I'll just log onto the account and just like start tweeting at people randomly.
There you go. Do I have anything on my account? No, probably not. The last re-skeet, I guess, on Blue Sky is when you did your top 10 ways the Cowboys won the Micah Parsons trade.
There we go.
That was fun. That was fun.
I need to do another. I had an idea for another top 10 list like recently, and then I like.
Yeah. Well, no, didn't I suggest one about I can't remember what it was.
You did, but I think I had an idea separate from that too. So like,
oh, okay,
yeah. So,
well, let's see how the draft goes this week, and maybe.
Let me tell you, some of the reports from the insiders have not been like exciting from what I've.
We can talk about that. I've got a couple of everybody's putting out their final mock draft this week, so we can talk about that here in a little bit. If you are checking us out here on YouTube Live, first of all, thank you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button while you're here. Leave a rating and review. You can also check us out on YouTube afterwards. We do post the videos there as well. You can also check us out iTunes, Spotify. Leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots.
I want to give a shout out to Victoria, the bot who followed me 2 days ago.
That gal, that bot's all right. All right. So before we get into Brandon's upsetting Cowboys draft news, apparently, and some other things, we here at Bless Them Boys pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
Brandon, what you got going on this week?
It was not. I didn't have much going on. So we were supposed to go camping this weekend with my daughter's scout troop. That got rained out. And so Friday, I ended up figuring out that I had some errors on a Excel workbook that I had, and so I had to stay and I had to like fix that. So that was fun. I did our taxes. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then I did some actual fun work, which was working on spelling bee stuff, getting ready for that, which is coming up about a month after the draft. So we'll have the draft show live, and then a month later we'll have that. So I was doing some work on that. That was another thing. Testing Kalshi bots, doing it the right way this time, doing a paper version, which is just not live before actually using any money in it. So that's been most of my.
How's the weather been?
I haven't. So I've actually like been looking at the Bitcoin markets for.
Oh, okay.
So we've moved up in the world over here. So
how about that?
I'm telling you, I think if you take the time to actually like have like 3 screens open to the weather, you could probably make some money. But since I have a day job, like I don't have time to like sit here and click back and forth between 20 different weather markets. So
I can see your boss thinks you're screwing around watching like baseball or something.
Watching the Weather Channel over here.
Jim Cantori over here.
Yeah, so honestly, that's pretty much it for me. I did watch half of a Seinfeld episode, the one with the one where Kramer gets painted, and
like the face painter.
No, the painting. You know they do.
Yeah.
I can't remember the episode name.
It's the letter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. You know,
we
it's
talked
funny
about that one. That's the one we told Trang to watch because that's the one he gets hit in the head at the baseball game. Yeah.
Right. And so it's funny because Mr. Lippman actually in that episode goes to Houston. That's where he's leaving, but when Elaine is trying to steal his newspaper.
Right. After she
causes a real brouhaha.
Cause a real brouhaha.
Yeah. So I did watch a little bit of that. But other than that, my week was pretty quiet. So I'll hand it over to you.
Sure.
For
So
Denzel update. That's actually like the main thing that I look forward to you. Look forward to on this is like did Paul actually keep going with the challenge?
I've got a twist on it this week. So but before we get to that, so my wife has been out of town. She left Sunday. She had to go to Iowa to take care of some family business. So she
had to go see a man about a horse.
Yes, that too. So my mom came in on Sunday and spent some time with me and the kids. My girls were supposed to have tennis on Sunday, but much like your camping, got canceled because we had some nasty weather come through Houston. And then my mom stayed. She actually left today, this morning, because she had to get back home. And my wife is actually on her way back right now, so she actually she'll probably be home while we're recording this. So if I have to step away for a moment, you'll know why. But yeah, so had some fun with my mom. I actually got to watch. So one of my mom's hobbies is she watches LSU baseball. And last night they played my alma mater, Northwestern State. We were able to catch it on the SEC Network Plus, which I didn't even know I had, but turns out I do.
As we all know, the SEC now a baseball conference.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It matters more, right? Or something. Well, what's the Big Ten?
Well, no, it just means more as the SEC.
That's the SEC. Okay.
Yeah.
Baseball means more apparently. But anyway, yeah. So Northwestern State was playing LSU, and Northwestern State was actually winning at a point, and then LSU's best player hit a 3-run homer to put them up late in the game, and that was that. So, but got to watch the baseball with my mom, so that was fun.
Nice.
That was fun. So before I get to the Denzel challenge, I did have one movie that has a Seinfeld connection, and it's kind of a doozy, and that is Basic Instinct. So there's a couple of connections here. So the big one is Newman, Wayne Knight, is in the infamous scene where Sharon Stone uncrosses her legs. And then that scene is parodied in a Seinfeld episode, kind of. I think it's the junk mail, where Newman thinks he's got Jerry on a mail fraud charge, and so he brings Jerry in, and there's a close up of Newman. He's sweating, and he's like, "It's hot under these lights," says Seinfeld. And Jerry's like, "No, I'm quite okay."
Yeah, he's
I'm
got
quite comfortable.
Root beer or something.
There's a Coke or whatever. But that is, I believe that's supposed to be a parody of the Basic Instinct scene. But the other connection is, or one of the other connections is in the movie Basic Instinct, one of the cops is played by George's favorite boss, Mr. Kruger. Kruger. Yeah, and spoiler alert, he gets a Kruger in the head at one point in the movie. So sad to say. But yeah, Basic Instinct is it's a provocative film.
I've seen Basic Instinct 2.
I have as well. I saw it in college.
Say it the same.
I don't remember much about it.
So I remember being like, oh, this has a cool twist. And then and then I went back a little while later and watched it, and I was like, this is terrible. Why did I think this was good? So you ever have movies like that where on first watch it's like, this is great, and then you go back and watch it?
I had this recently. It's terrible, but have you seen the movie Gattaca?
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
So I remembered watching it in college and thinking it was quite good, and really liking it. I hadn't watched it in had to be 10, 15 years, and I caught it. It was on Tubi a couple weeks ago.
That was your first sign.
Well, yeah. And I was about halfway through the movie. I was like, this is not as good as I remember. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's a good movie, but it's. I just remember it being like the first time you see Memento, when you're like, oh my god, this is but it's not that.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not that. Speaking of, again, real quick, speaking of Memento and Christopher Nolan, there's buzz coming out of CinemaCon, which is like the big. This is where the movie studios sell their movies to theaters, and there's been footage of the Odyssey shown at CinemaCon, and the reviews are quite good.
Okay, so, I was worried that you were going to say they were quite bad.
No.
Okay,
it's like I think I saw a tweet that said they basically showed the Trojan horse sequence, and they were like,
spoiler alert to anybody. Who...
Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, who's the other? Lindell White. They're all.
Bush is the one pushing the horse in, right?
Of course, yeah, of course. But yeah, so that's coming out in July. I think we're like less than 3 months away now from.
Yeah, I am about halfway through the Iliad, which I need to get through before I get through the
Odyssey.
Well, yeah, because like the Trojan horse scene should be in the Iliad, right?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. I'm sure. I think I read them or when I had to in school, but I don't remember.
You read the Cliff Notes, or at the very least,
yeah, right? I'd say I watched the movie, but the movie wasn't made yet.
With Brad Pitt.
Well, that's Troy, right? Yeah,
that would be the Iliad.
Okay, so there you go. So Troy is a prequel to the Odyssey.
Yeah, exactly. Is Brad Pitt reprising his role in this one?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
Died at the. I think he. Well, spoiler alert. I think he dies at the end.
Spoiler. I know he got clipped in the heel.
Well, I gotta tell you, you would think the Iliad, it's like, poetic and everything, and then like it's pretty violent. It's like, and the sword and the spear went in through his eye and out of his skull, and then it's like through his chest, and his intestines fell upon the ground. And it's like, Homer's over here getting a little.
That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, Homer's over here pulling out some George R.R. Martin stuff.
Yeah,
I did actually hear. There's a rumor,
but Homer actually finished his book.
He did. But there's a rumor that Winds of Winter is actually, and this was not on an April Fool's Day, but there's rumor that it is at the publishing house.
It's near. Okay.
Yeah. So like.
Okay. All right, so on to the Denzel challenge for the week. So here's a little wrinkle. So I know what the challenge is because they release it every Monday. I've picked a movie to watch. I just haven't watched it yet. I haven't had a time to. So I'm going to offer you the opportunity here. You could maybe sway me to watch another movie if you really want to.
Okay.
So the challenge is a very basic challenge. The title was 3-word title. So very simple, just a movie with a 3-word title. Now, in the prompt, they do say something about try to avoid movies that start with the or a.
That was my question, because like Tragedy of Macbeth would be, because it's the Tragedy of Macbeth. But if you
so I'm gonna give you a couple 3-word titles.
Remember the Titans is the one I thought of.
So that was the first one. That was the first one I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I think this counts. Mo Better Blues. That's 3 words. I mean,
yeah. I mean, Mo Better. They're shortened, but Mo Better is not one word.
The Pelican Brief. No, that's the but
right.
Courage Under Fire.
Okay,
that's another one. He Got Game.
Okay.
The Bone Collector. Remember the Titans. You just mentioned. The Great Debaters, The Magnificent Seven.
Mm-hmm.
I guess technically The Equalizer 2 and The Equalizer 3, but that's pushing it, I think.
Yeah.
He had a movie in 2021 called The Little Things. I don't know if you ever saw that with Rami Malek and Jared Leto. And then the movie from last year, Highest to Lowest. So. But the movie that I'm gonna watch, I haven't had time to watch yet, is Man on Fire, which is
okay.
It's one I've seen before. I've seen it very recently, actually. It's just one of those things when I like remember the Titans first popped in my head, and then when I started looking through the movies, like, yeah, I'm in a man on fire mood, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think you also want to kind of save some of the sports ones in case they like come up with it. If that becomes a theme. Because he also has Coach Carter though, so there is that. So
Samuel Jackson is Coach Carter.
Oh, wait, didn't he have a movie where he was a basketball coach?
He got game. He's a basketball player.
Okay.
His son is Ray Allen, who's a Jesus Shuttlesworth. That's he got game.
Oh, okay.
And he's a former player who was in prison, who's basically let out of prison so that he can convince his son to go to a college that the warden wants him to go to. Like that's literally the plot.
Okay.
It's like we're gonna let you out of jail so you can go and convince your son to go to this school instead of this school. Gotcha. So anyway, so I haven't had a chance to. I haven't got around. The thing I forgot about Man on Fire is it's like 2.5 hours long. Like it's not a short movie. So got to carve out some time for that.
Yeah.
But so next week when we reconvene, I'll talk about that movie and I'll talk about whatever the next challenge is.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, remember the Titans was under Courage Under Fire was under consideration too. I've never seen that. That's like that's widely regarded as like Matt Damon's breakout because it's before Good Will Hunting. It's like the movie right before Good Will Hunting that he makes. So I strongly considered that one as well. And I did consider Mo Better Blues because I was thinking about there was a challenge a couple weeks ago that was like title that had a plural in it, and like I totally glossed over Mo Better Blues for whatever reason.
You might also want to save that in case there's one that has like a color or music in it.
Yeah,
so
it's a good point. All right, well, yeah. So after that, there'll be week 16. So it'll be, we're getting there. We're getting there. So, and so onward and upward from that perspective. I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I do want to. I know we'll get to some mock draft, but I do want to. I guess we'll keep this gimmick up. Is talking about some NBA. The playoffs have begun. Technically, the play-in games are underway. Did you watch any of the play-in games last night?
I did not.
So I tried to turn on the Magic and 76ers on Prime, and the video wasn't working. Like,
I did hear there were technical difficulties a couple of times.
Yeah, Bill Simmons apparently was blasting Amazon Prime last night on his podcast after the games about how crappy their coverage was. But so last night we had the Hornets beat the Heat in overtime. Kind of a good ending there to that game.
Well, I did also hear that LaMelo Ball tackled Bam Adebayo.
He was accused of some shenanigans. Yeah, I didn't see it, but yeah, he was.
Yeah, so I think the question is, should he be suspended for their next game?
For the next game, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the Hornets will now play the loser of Magic 76ers, which is going on right now. They're in the third quarter. 76ers are up 62-60 at the moment. So the Heat are eliminated. Trailblazers beat the Suns. Trailblazers are now the 7th seed, so they will go on to face the Spurs in round.
That's correct. And so the Suns will now face off against the loser of tonight.
The loser of Warriors Clippers.
That's right. So we'll be supporting Train and her Clippers for this one.
Of course. And so Friday night we'll have those two games. So the Hornets will play the loser of 76ers Magic. The loser of Clippers Warriors will play the Suns. And the winners of those two games will be the respective 8th seeds in their conferences.
As a Grizzlies supporter, I will be cheering for whoever is playing the Suns, and I'm cheering for the Magic to lose. So those are my because the Grizzlies have the better of the Magic and
Suns
Phoenix draft pick this year.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you. And then real quick, the schedule on Saturday. So these are all obviously game ones. Raptors at Cavaliers, Timberwolves at Nuggets, Hawks at Knicks, and our local Rockets at Lakers. That's on Saturday. Sunday, we've got the winner of the Sixers Magic game tonight will be in Boston against the Celtics. The 8th seed in the West, whoever that ends up being, will play the Thunder. The 8th seed in the East will end up playing the Pistons. And then the nightcap on Sunday night, the Trailblazers, as we just talked about, who won last night, go to San Antonio to face off against the Spurs. Kind of a throwback series, like the 90s. I think of like the Sean Elliott shot against the Blazers in the playoffs where he's falling out of bounds. It's like off balance, and he hits a three-pointer to beat the Blazers. So that should be fun.
Do you have any? So both our teams are out of it. Do you have any?
Very much.
They are in it for the other prize this year. Do you have any preference on
who wins?
Who wins? Who do you like to see?
I mean,
or even like make like a run. Doesn't even have to win it.
I think I mentioned this last week. I kind of find myself rooting for teams like the Knicks, who haven't had success in quite a while. I mean, when I'm just looking at the lineup, I mean, I guess I'll root for the Rockets just because they're local, but like no players on that team appeal to me. My wife's grandfather, my wife's maternal grandfather, my mother-in-law's father, he was always a Celtics fan, so we always kind of root for the Celtics.
Will you be cheering for Luka?
Sure, why not? I mean, like I ain't got nothing. It's not
his fault.
Idea to get,
it's not his fault. That he's out there. I mean, yeah, he didn't want to go there.
I will say it would be. I don't want to say interesting, but I'd be curious to see what a Lakers Celtics or like Lakers, like a classic finals, like Lakers Celtics, Lakers Pistons, Lakers.
What about Spurs Pistons, a rematch of that 2004, that like nasty beat 'em up.
Was that the one? That was when the Pistons won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Nobody expected the Pistons to win.
It was like Rip Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, who was the guy?
Chauncey Billups.
Ben Gordon?
Chauncey Billups was the MVP, I believe.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups was one. Was it Ben Gordon who was the
Ben Wallace?
Ben Wallace. Okay, yeah. I always want to say Ben Gordon. I don't know why I like get those two like
it was
mixed up in my head.
So if I remember correctly, the Pistons starting lineup was Billups, Rip Hamilton, Ben Wallace, Tayshaun Prince, and was it Rasheed Wallace? Was Rasheed Wallace on
maybe? I can't remember the. But I guess Tayshaun was the 3 on that.
Yeah, and then was that sounds right.
Big Rick.
Joe Dumars. Was Joe Dumars on that team?
I was cheering for. I will be cheering for the Pistons in the East because I mentioned last week I like Cade. I liked him coming out of college, and so I'll cheer for that team.
I'm just looking up the roster here. 2003, Larry Brown was the head coach. Shout out to Larry Brown. So here's some of the roster of that championship Pistons team. You had Chucky Atkins, Chauncey Billups, Eldon Campbell.
Ooh,
that's a name for the past.
That's a name.
How about recently departed North Carolina head coach Hubert Davis?
Oh, that's right.
How about I think about to be the head coach maybe of the Pelicans, Darvin Ham. Lindsey Hunter. Remember Lindsey Hunter? He was on that team.
Darvin Ham, former Lakers head coach. Am I right?
Former Lakers head coach, yeah. Richard Hamilton, Lindsey Hunter, Mike James, Darko Milicic.
Draft bust. Number two overall pick.
The infamous Sam Bowie of his era, so to speak. Mehmet Okur, Tayshaun Prince, Bob Sura. Remember Bob Sura? The white guy
I don't remember.
Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, and Corliss Williamson. There's a name from the past. A former national champion with Arkansas way back in the day. All right. Anything hockey wise? Those playoffs have started yet or no?
They have not started yet. They're still in the because the Stars are currently playing the Buffalo Sabres right now. Buffalo Sabres, who actually just ended a playoff drought, so they will be in the playoffs this year for the first time in a
looks
long
like they
time.
are. They're the 1 seed in the East. It looks like.
Yeah. So I remember when I was at the start of the season, I was actually like following some hockey podcasts and listening to them, and the Sabres got off to like just this brutal start. I think like some of their underlying metrics were pretty good, but they were losing a lot of games. And I was like, and everyone was freaking out about it. They're like, okay, the rebuild didn't work. It's time to just tear it down again, start over once again. And then it's like, I was like, why are they saying this so early? And then like the Sabres got hot, and then now they're the 1 seed. And so it was one of those, it's kind of like baseball. Teams start poorly, and then like,
it's a long season.
It's a long season. Basketball too.
Yeah.
So, but the Stars, I think the Stars are. So the Stars, it's annoying because the Stars are like the second best team in the conference, but they're not seeded as the 2 seed. So they will have to play the 1 seed in the. It's a stupid system. Like the way
I'm looking at the bracket right here. So it looks like they have 2 in each conference. There's 2 sets of 1, 4, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
So like Avalanche are the 1, Stars are 2, the Minnesota Wild are 3, but then there's a separate bracket with a different 1, 4, 2, 3. So like in the East, the Sabres are the 1 seed on one side, but then the Hurricanes are the 1 seed on another side.
Yes, it makes no sense. Just do conference seeding, dude. Come on. It's 2026.
So, I don't know. So the Stars will be playing the Minnesota Wild in the first round of the
Yeah, that's a tough matchup too. So they do not have an easy they will not have an easy route to the
So based on this then, if the Stars beat the Wild, they would potentially face the Avalanche. The Avalanche are the 1 seed on that side, looks like. It looks like some other seeds have yet to be determined in the West. The East looks all set from what I'm reading here. Sabres, Bruins, Lightning, Canadians, Hurricanes, Senators, Penguins, Flyers. Hey, an all Pennsylvania first round matchup there. Penguins and Flyers. Okay. So anything, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we need to chat about. You want to talk about Diana Rossini?
Well, I did wear my athletic cap so.
in solidarity.
In solidarity with the Athletic, to be honest. Everything. So I just remember scrolling the For You tab, and it was basically like everybody posting is like, how does every single Rossini clip get worse? And it's like,
I mean, buddy, it's bad. It's like, I mean, there was one, and then there was finally this one reporter, Chrissy Ford, I believe her name, who just basically, I think I don't know who she's with, who she's affiliated with. She's an NFL reporter of some note, and she basically was like, "This has been going on for a long time.
We all knew this was happening."
like just throwing it out there.
Well, I sent you the story about the McVay, the McVay story, right?
Yeah,
when he was with the Redskins back
Commanders, the Redskins.
Yeah, and he was with the Washington Football Organization. He was apparently, 2 women showed up and got into a fight at a bar because both of them showed up. Like 2 women showed up, and he was hooking up with both of them, and did not tell them.
You've had 2 women fight over you. What's that like?
Well, I mean, who among us hasn't?
I mean, who among us, right? See, that reminds me of another movie I watched this week. This actually also has a Seinfeld reference. I totally forgot. It's a Western called Hanny Coulter, and it stars the lovely Raquel Welch from Seinfeld fame. She did move her arms a little bit better in this movie, I will say.
Yeah, cat fight.
Yeah, well, that's what made me think of what you were talking
exactly.
about.
Exactly.
So, So, as with all these stories, I really just hope that everybody's okay. Like, I get it. Like, her career's obviously on the back burner, I would say. I just hope because I know because she has kids. Well, and so does Vrabel, but like
right, they're both married.
Like
they're both married.
Like, yeah. The one thing I do want to bring up, and I've seen this too, is like I'm not going to sit here and pretend in 2026 that every male sports reporter is clean when it comes to like, you know what I mean? It's just that for her, I think it was a confluence of those photos coming out, which, by the way, did you get the tweet I sent you that it was Aaron Glenn taking the photos? That was pretty good.
Yes.
Well, let me tell you something. This is the type of stuff where Twitter is undefeated. Like,
Twitter was great. Yeah. Like, you could just scroll. You were scrolling through.
But again, for her kids, this is gonna suck because now they just they just basically better not be on social media for the rest of their life.
Well, and I'll say, like, this was like she very clearly, or from all the evidence, she has a problem. This doesn't mean that every single woman reporter is doing this.
Correct.
Correct.
Like, yeah,
exactly. So, like, we don't need to stereotype based on the action.
No.
Alleged
and that's not
person.
And that's not what I'm trying to do. But I also want to point out that, like, if I kept thinking like what would the analogous situation be? So, like, if a male reporter was reporting on WNBA games, or college, or women's college, or something with a female, and there were pictures taken of him with a female coach, a married female coach, how would this situation go? And like, would it be, and so, and look, Vrabel was supposed to speak at like a pre-draft press conference and chose not to. Like, that don't look good. Like, I get it. It would be tough. It's a tough situation, but like, and then I think it was Albert Breer said either on Twitter or in his column was like, Mike Vrabel's in charge of like 24, 25, 26-year-old men. And if he's not talking about this and like these guys are seeing that, that's not a good look.
Well, somebody posted Travion's going to have a great biblical quote about adultery. What was the other thing that I saw? It was somebody posted, like, quote tweeted, and it's like something about like if male reporters were held to the same standard, and somebody had quote tweeted that and said Nick Sirianni got Adam Schefter screaming. I was like, okay. That's enough Twitter for today.
But there was even and I apologize, I don't know the young woman's name, but I saw a clip of a podcast interview where this young woman was talking about, there was a report a couple years ago that Schefter basically sent an unpublished article to like a general manager and basically like, edit, what do you want me to fix? What do you want me to change, kind of thing.
He said, and he said, if there's anything that you want changing here, let me know.
Right. And he didn't get. Now listen, I'm not equating that.
Well, I think he did get some. I think there was some, like, a little bit of.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, okay. But I don't think it was. I mean, he wasn't losing his job or suspended or anything like that.
Can we just? This is gonna be a tough pivot, but just to transition real quick. So you know that like ESPN now owns the NFL Network, or like basically.
Yeah,
so like all those
conflict of interest going on there.
Well, so all those guys are now technically ESPN employees. Like Rich Eisen did SportsCenter the other night after the Masters. Like, was in Connecticut, did his show from New York a couple days this week. So like it's just weird. It's just weird. Like Ian Rappaport was on his show talking about how he's now technically a colleague of Schefter, where like they were obviously the two biggest analysts fighting it out for stories. Once upon a time. It's just weird. I mean, it's just a new world we live in, I guess. But yeah. To your point, yeah, no conflict of interest at all. There.
Did you see? Have you seen the? Speaking, you mentioned the Masters. How about this live golf situation?
Yeah, I don't. So, the Masters are literally the only golf I truly make it an appointment viewing every year. In fact, I got to watch that with my mom on Sunday as well. Was the final round, which was nice because that's something me and my dad would watch it, every year. But yeah, the live I never understood it. Like, I mean, it was like, I think they tried to frame it as like, oh, if you saw Happy Gilmore 2, that's basically what the live tour is. Like, what was going on in that movie is basically what the live tour is. But yeah, I just never.
So you didn't. So basically, the guys went over to live, and then like they couldn't come back to the PGA.
Right.
Well.
Yeah, except for like, so the Masters, and my mom and I were talking
the
about
majors.
this.
I think the majors allowed them.
Right. Well, the Masters
specifically,
because that's, I believe, run by that club, by the Augusta Club. So if you're a member of that club, then you can be in the tournament. Like, even if you So yeah, there's a level of amnesty there.
So I assume you have not heard what happened then.
Apparently, didn't they all get called to like a meeting in New York or something?
Well, yeah. No one got paid yesterday, and so so basically, this thing is like, all right, that's it. They're basically just like, well, and part of it, because it's funded by the like Royal Saudi.
That's
International Wealth Fund. Well, things ain't going exactly great over there right now. So.
Oh, really? What happened? Something going on over there? I didn't realize.
I think there's a little bit of a blockage going on in some areas, and but anyway, so they're basically like, okay, because it was technically this thing is funded through 2030. Like, they still have money, but like, it's basically because a lot of the events are over there. They're like, we can't be having golf events. So it's just like, let's just get out of here. And so basically, like, everything happened. Like they just like, nobody got paid yesterday, and then everyone is like freaking out. And so they're like, now there's this emergency meeting, and basically Liv is dead. And so now everyone's going to have to go back to come crawling back to the PGA. I think there were two golfers who like went back, and they like got a deal where they had to repay some stuff. They had to go back to the Q school or whatever. And so they got out early. Well, apparently nobody else got the memo because everybody else now is just like pissed. So
like I said, I very minimally keep up with that stuff. I knew. So my mom's favorite golfer for the longest time was Phil Mickelson. So obviously he's the head of that push for the live, and he was supposed to play in the Masters this week, but I think he had a family emergency or something.
It was a pretty good week for Rory. Liv dies and you win the Masters again. Like, that's he almost so my mom and I were watching it, and one of the guys that was kind of in the running there towards the end was Sam Burns, who is an LSU alum. He's from Shreveport. And I think, isn't Scheffler a UT alum? Scotty Scheffler? He is. Yeah. Scheffler, there's two of them. Yeah. Scheffler and Jordan Spieth are the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now Scheffler already has 2 green jackets. He won in 22 and 24. And then Rory obviously now wins the back-to-back. He's the first guy to win back-to-back since Tiger in the early 2000s.
Well, what a brutal story that was, too. Tiger's going to play in the Masters, and then somebody give this dude some help.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I talked about it on the show. Maybe I just talked about it with my wife because she was asking me. He did this like virtual golf. They have this like virtual golf thing
the indoor golf league.
The indoor golf. And he did that. He did a game or whatever you want to call it.
Well, they said that was like part of his training for the Masters so that he could get ready for it. And then
the next day he's flipping his car or whatever and calling Trump apparently on the phone.
Well, speaking of undefeated, the Tiger Woods memes were
oh my god!
What was the one where it's like it's him like when he's on his like one knee, and it's like me waiting, listening to my little league coach yell at us, stressed from the his impending divorce, while I wait to tell him how I left my cleats at home.
Yep. I mean, again, like Twitter's undefeated. I will also say again, just a real quick sidebar. The one I sent you today of Brad Lidge, the former Astros pitcher,
still trying to find that Pujols.
So just for context for everyone, Brad Lidge, once upon a time, I believe it was like the 2004, 2005 playoffs against the Cardinals in Minute Maid Park, gave up a home run to Albert Pujols where the ball is still flying at this point. Like he hit it out of the stadium. I mean, like out of Houston, like it went far.
Well, apparently Brad Lidge was one of those pitchers who like threw like 100 miles an hour, and so if you caught up with it, there's so much momentum on it. Like, and Pujols just turned on that thing, and that that ball like broke the sound barrier.
So Brad Lidge apparently is now like an archaeologist. Like he just went full Indiana Jones on us, I guess. And so there was an article about him, which, shout out to him. He's doing what he wants to do. All power to him. But somebody retweeted this article about him being an archaeologist and said, "Homeboy's still looking for that ball, that Pujols."
Well, wasn't it about, had to do with like the Etruscans?
Oh, maybe, I don't know. I didn't read the whole.
Well, my thought, I remember seeing Etruscan, and I thought there's a trash can joke in there somewhere.
Oh boy. Well, by the way, some dirty pool from my co-host here, retweeting to Donnie, placating to Donnie and his Rockies for sweeping the Astros. By the way, everybody's sweeping the Astros now. I
gotta find that tweet. Hold on a sec.
So
let's see.
Some dirty pool from my co-host there on that. By the way, let me check. The Astros have not won a game. The Astros haven't won a game, I think, since they went to Colorado.
They won. They managed to squeak one out yesterday.
Oh,
they won last night against the Mariners, but they were on like an 8-game losing streak.
Yeah. Oh, I did see another Twitter is undefeated. Someone said the Astros are the Cincinnati Bengals of baseball. They're first in runs scored and last in runs allowed at this point. Yeah. A lot of injuries. Apparently the Japanese pitcher that they signed in the offseason is now on his third translator since
So are the translators injured too?
I don't know.
The Boston Boys would like to give a huge thanks to Donnie and his beloved Rockies, who pulled off an amazing sweep of the failing Houston Astros. Crooked and despicable team. Your Rockies are true patriots. God bless America. Thank you for your attention in this matter.
Many people are saying. No, the Astros
the Rockies
beat
a great American franchise.
Hold on. The Astros beat the Rockies last night, sir.
Oh.
I'll thank you very much.
For some reason, I thought they had actually beat the Mariners, but they had to play the Rockies to get a win.
And they are,
although that was not a given.
And they are beating the Rockies as we speak. It is 3-1, bottom of the fourth. Excuse me. Yordan Alvarez with a home run.
Really banner for you there.
By far the bright spot. So the Astros are currently open 24 hours a day as they are 7-11. So
the Houston Lastros, I believe, in the AL West right now.
We need to get that soundbite. Let's get to work.
Right.
All right. You want to talk a little NFL draft here?
Yeah, because there's so the rumor is, should I just get straight into this with the Cowboys rumors?
Please, by all means.
So Schrager last when he put out his first mock draft, he had Caleb Downs, going to the Cowboys at 12, and now this week is saying there's no chance that Downs gets to the Cowboys at 12. There's talk of the Cowboys trading up, which I think there is some talk that the Browns are trying to move back and doing like a pick swap, basically, where the Cowboys give the Browns 6 and 20, and then the Cowboys get 12 and 20, and then the Browns get 6 and 39. Or the Browns give the Cowboys 6 and 39. Kind of works for both sides in that like you can get up to get somebody, one of your defensive guys, because the rumor is that they don't necessarily like Ruben Bain for arm length reasons or something else. And there's starting to be stories that like the guys that they like aren't going to fall to them. So there's talk of Keldrick Falk being the option at 12.
Yep.
I'm okay. I don't love it, but I can live with Keldrick Falk at 20. Keldrick Falk at 12 that's a little too rich for me. And so that's the situation that I'm worried about right now, because Keldrick Falk keeps getting linked to the Cowboys everywhere, and with the issues that they have trying to like get a defensive player to fall to them at pick 12, that's like kind of raising red flags for me right now. So I'm a little nervous, Paul.
So you mentioned Peter Schrager. I saw a tweet from him this morning. I'll just tell the folks about here. His tweet this morning said, text from a respected NFL GM in a response to a heated discussion we had on the Schrager Hour, that's his podcast, over whether a team can really take a safety, Caleb Downs, in the top 5. The quote from the GM said, throw positional value out this year, unquote, which Todd McShay, Rich Eisen was talking about this, I believe, on his show as well. Like, this is a year where positional value may not mean as much, because next year, I mean, everybody's talking about next year, like with the quarterbacks and all that. So you might see a team like, and the trade that McShay had in his mock draft, he had the Saints going from 8 to 3 with the Cardinals, and the Saints would take Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. Couple things here. So Saints, obviously, defensive coordinator Brandon Staley, he's known over his years of having a vaunted pass rush, folks of the Khalil Mack ilk, and Arvell Reese definitely fits that. I don't know if he's going to be Khalil Mack, but he definitely is a big time edge rusher. I don't remember exactly what the trade was for the Saints. I think they would give up 8 and 42 and maybe a pick next year to go up to 3. I wouldn't hate it. McShay even mentioned that he talked with Mickey Loomis, the GM of the Saints, at the Senior Bowl about trading up, and Loomis was like, look, if we like a player, we're going to go get him. Like, we're not going to go sit around. Now, I personally would prefer the Saints draft an offensive player to pair with Shuck and obviously help build that offense. There's still a little smoke around them. If Jeremiah Love's at 8, they might consider it. Again, I wouldn't hate it, as long as you have a plan. If you have a plan for Jeremiah Love and Travis Etienne, okay, fine. Like, I'll go with it. But if like Carnell Tate and Mekhi Lemon and even Jordan Tyson at 8, I'm not thrilled with. I'm kind of like with you with Keldrick Falk at 12 for the Cowboys. Like, I would Tyson's
one of the guys that like his draft stock's been like rocket to the moon the past couple of weeks, because there was also rumor that the Eagles wanted to get up to get him because that was a name,
because the Saints because apparently the Saints like him. Here's what I would prefer. This will never happen, but let's say we get to 8 and there's a player there, maybe even the Cowboys want, maybe like a Sonny Styles or a Caleb Downs or something. If the Saints traded back with the Cowboys to 12, got some capital, and then picked Tyson at 12, I'm fine with that. Like I'm perfectly fine with that. The injury stuff just worries me with Tyson. We've talked about it. I know his production's great. I get it. I get the whole thing. Carnell Tate, it sounds like he's not going to be there for the Saints, but
everything sort of moved around a lot this past week, and also there's still talk about the Cowboys coming up to like 3 or 4 to try to get Bailey out of Texas Tech too. Like I think that's another.
Oh yeah, that's the other one.
Potential trade target that people have like mentioned.
Right now, it sounds like it's almost written in ink. I mean, obviously Mendoza at 1 has been in ink for quite a while. It sounds like we're getting close to Jets taking Bailey at 2. That's pretty much set in stone. And then so then the draft really starts at 3 with the Cardinals. Sounds like the Cardinals want the offensive lineman from Miami, but they don't want to draft him at 3. So obviously that's why they're thinking of moving back. The Titans at 4, everybody kind of pegging Jeremiah Love with them. But as a lot of folks have pointed out, their coach is Robert Saleh, and Robert Saleh doesn't draft offensive player. Like with the Jets, he was drafting guys like Jermaine Johnson and, players like that.
How'd that work out for his offense?
Fair enough. Well, that was kind of Todd McShay brought that up. He's like, Brian Daboll's in that room and going like, look, we both got fired in New York because we couldn't fix our offenses. So why are we drafting a defensive player at number 4 if we can get?
See, that would be my point too. Is like, hey, that's great that you're going to have a great defense, but like we've watched. We saw what happened in New York. It's like you couldn't get the situation right, and so like how good that defense was never good enough to carry your offense through it.
Now, and the other point I've heard about Tennessee, I believe it was Connor Rogers on the NFL Stock Exchange. He's like, if you look at Tennessee's offensive line, the only player right now that they have on the offensive line set for 2027 is Peter Skronsky, who they drafted I think 2 years ago. Everybody else is like a free agent after this year, so. Jeremiah Love's cool. Like that's great, but you better have a plan for which offensive line is going to be down the road. And then 5 is the Giants. I've heard anything from offensive line to Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate. I've heard all that. They might be another team looking to trade back. I'm not sure. The Browns at 6. Obviously, you talked about the Cowboys maybe trading up. Commanders at 7 too. Okay, go ahead with.
So I was going to say, I think the fact that a lot of teams don't necessarily like teams that need offensive talent, the fact that they think that they can move back and still get that, like, especially like the offensive line guys aren't necessarily guys that would be ranked very high in other classes. The fact that teams want to move back in that situation actually helps the Cowboys because more teams want to move back. You've got more suitors for moving up. That makes it a little bit easier and maybe a little cheaper if you end up trying to come up. I still think that Cleveland deal with the 6 and 39 for 12 and 20 makes a lot of sense for both teams.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, and then obviously the Commanders at 7 are kind of a wild card too. I've heard Jeremiah Love would fit in great there because they've kind of been running back by committee for a little bit with obviously Bill Krosky-Merritt and Brian Robinson Jr. I think if you put Jeremiah Love next to Jaden Daniels, who's obviously coming off an injury and all that good stuff, so that could be something. And then the Saints, we get to the Saints at 8, where I still feel like the Saints are in a good position. I just don't want them to overthink it. I don't want them to I feel like they're in a good spot, but I know how the Saints are, and they might screw up in reverse kind of thing. Like they might do something that's, and then obviously the Chiefs are at 9, Bengals at 10. Yeah.
Should we talk about the Ruben Bain? Because it seems like his draft stock is falling pretty quickly.
Well, okay, so this obviously my first thought when this report came out about his involvement in this was it a 2024 incident?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So first thing, obviously a tragedy. We're not trying to minimize
Well, then
what
it was
happened.
it was the passenger in his car, and it was his friend. Like, it wasn't like
Yeah.
a random person. So like this,
But the thing that's key to note here is that NFL teams have known about this all along.
right?
Like, this is not new. This isn't the
This
first
is
thing
new
that
to
popped
us.
into my. It's new to us, but the first thing that popped into my mind was the Laramie Tunsil thing. Remember Laramie Tunsil on draft night when that picture of him with the bong came? Like, for those who don't remember, Laramie Tunsil was going to be he might have been the number 1 pick in the draft at that year. He was a left tackle out
great
of
draft night moment.
And then, like, literally, what was it, like 2 hours before the draft? This picture of him with a bong mask pops out on Twitter, and it's like, uh-oh. And he ends up did he drop he got drafted in the first round still, though, right?
It was I think he went 10th or 11th or something like that.
But
he
yeah.
fell, but he didn't fall too far. There was also like who was the Georgia guy that the Eagles ended up getting, because was it Jalen Carter? Because he had like multiple
Jalen Carter. But again, those were kind of like with the Bain thing, like that stuff came out pre-draft night.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Tunsil thing was like literally like
they were on the carpet and like it popped
up.
We're
we're at the draft. We are here, and that happened. So listen, again, we don't want to minimize what happened and our sympathies to the life that was lost in that accident. I think, I mean, the Bain thing it's fascinating. I don't know if I still don't think he'll get past, like, if he gets to 12, I think the Cowboys take him, right? Well, I don't see.
Well, there's talk that the Cowboys. So the Cowboys are a lot of times are big on measurements, and that's why when the arm length measurement came out, that worried me that they might not take him, and so that is the concern, is that like if they have thresholds.
Yeah.
And he doesn't meet the threshold, he might be off the board just for that. And I've heard there's talk the Cowboys have not been mentioned specifically among these teams, but it's been said that there are teams that do not have him, that have him off the draft board because of measurements. Also, I think he didn't necessarily interview too well in certain aspects.
Okay.
And so, and you mentioned last week that there was somebody who was saying Ruben Bain is going to get a GM fired, and it seems like with everything that's coming out, there's more of that smoke coming, that he might not be.
He might be the draw. Like, I'm trying to think. Did Jared Verse drop, or Jared Golden last year? Yeah.
I don't think Verse dropped that much.
Yeah, he was. But anyway, Bain might end up dropping. I think someone might end up getting a steal with him. Honestly, like, we'll have to see.
Well, someone also posted guys who were like in the first percentile on certain things, and like Ruben Bain's in like the first percentile on arm length, and like the list was not right. particularly encouraging. So you have to believe that. I mean, the tape is the tape, but you have to believe that he is going to be the generational player that beats that sort of.
There's a reason, like. Statistics aren't everything, but there's a reason that people, use them. I mean, So now the other trade I want to mention that kind of made sense to me was, and this reminded me of the Texans a couple of years ago. So if you remember the Texans, the year they drafted C.J. Stroud, immediately traded back up to 3, got Will Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm.
The trade I saw was the Jets doing a similar thing. So using the number 2 pick, drafting either David Bailey or Arvell Reese, and then trading from, I think it's 16 is their second first round pick from the Colts, trading from there up to like 6 or 7 to get Carnell Tate, the wide receiver out of Ohio State. Which, to me, if you're the Jets, I mean, if you're Aaron Glenn, man, you're trying to just do something this year to like save your job. I
mean, an interception.
Well, that, yeah. Yeah, Rory McIlroy has won 2 Masters since the last Jets interception. So, I think the draft is going to definitely be interesting. We're definitely ready for for it, for it to be here and gone. Did you read Kuiper's final mock?
I have not gone to that one yet.
Let me see if I can find it. While I'm looking this up, I did see an interesting story today. Arian Foster was on. I don't know if it's his podcast or if it's like one of the like Barstool podcasts, and they were asking him about because obviously he was a undrafted free agent. They were asking him about that process, and apparently there were 3 teams in that he was interested in going to. The Texans is obviously where he went, but the other 2 teams were the Jets and the Saints. And apparently he was really interested in the Saints, and he wanted to go to the Saints, but then the Texans offered him more money. And he looked at the roster, and the Saints at the time, I forget what year this was, but they had like Reggie Bush and like a stable of running backs, and they at that time were rotating their running backs quite frequently. Whereas the Texans, I think the best running back of the Texans at that time was Steve Slayton, and he was like, "Well, I'm better than these guys, so I'm gonna go where I can play, where I can." So, so we could have had, potentially had Arian Foster on the Saints once upon a time. Let me see if I can get. Okay,
just like you could have had Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's an old tale. Okay, so Kuiper has the Cowboys trading up to 6.
But
go ahead.
Before so the Saints could have drafted Patrick Mahomes as like the Antonio Gates played basketball sort of situation.
Right. It's getting to that point. Yeah. Okay, so Kuiper has the Cowboys doing that trade with Cleveland that you've talked about, 12-20 for 6-39. He has the Cowboys selecting Sonny Styles at 6. The Saints at 8, Ruben Bain, which again, I don't think I'd hate it. He has the Chiefs going with Tyson at 9. I've heard people say the Chiefs are out on Tyson because of the injury stuff, but who knows? And then so obviously the Cowboys wouldn't have the 12th pick anymore. The Browns would have the 12th pick. They would pick Proctor, the offensive tackle out of Alabama. And this is a 2-round mock, so give me a second. I'll find. Well, the Cowboys wouldn't have now they would.
Yeah, they would
after
that trade. Yeah,
they make this trade. Oh, for our friend Andy, the Bears would take Zion Young, defensive end out of Missouri. For the Broncos, don't have a first-round pick because they traded it with Miami for Waddle. Kuiper does have the Cardinals trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson. For this
like a what is it, a Jackson Dart type situation?
Yeah, Jackson Dart type thing. Second round, he has the Cowboys at pick 39 that they got from this projected trade, going with T.J. Parker, defensive end out of Clemson.
Okay.
And then the Saints at 42, he has them picking a guy from one of your favorite schools, Casey Concepcion from A&M.
Can I ask where Jacob Rodriguez goes in this draft? I guess so. So if the Cowboys draft Sonny Styles at 6 with that pick, you're not drafting Jacob Rodriguez. But no. I'm just curious.
So Jacob Rodriguez, this would be such a pick for this team. Jacob Rodriguez, he has going to the Buccaneers at pick 46 to be the Levante David replacement, basically. Which that would be such a Bucs pick to do that. So draft around the corner. Oh, another. This would also be a very Eagles pick in the second round. Oscar Delp, the tight end from Georgia, who's met with the Saints. He would definitely be like the Dallas Goedert replacement eventually. I would think. Okay, so anything else draft related you want to chat about?
I think we covered my main sticking point.
Okay, so I do want to. We have a very special Immaculate Grid that we need to play, so we can do that.
Okay,
you want to do that now?
Let's do that. Let me load it up.
Okay, so we are not So we are recording this on April 15th. We are not playing the grid for today. We are actually going to go back to yesterday's grid because it's very special. It is grid number 1000. So congratulations. Shout out to the folks over at
They had to have done that. They did that on purpose, right?
I would think so, yeah. But what makes this one special, and I found out about this again through Twitter, this is what we have dubbed the Fitzmaculate grid.
Yes.
Ryan Fitzpatrick retweeted this grid yesterday morning and said, "I knew this day would come," or something along those lines. So basically, all 9 squares in this grid could be filled by Ryan Fitzpatrick. So let me read those out to you here very quickly. So the rows are Bills, Jets, Bengals. The columns, Buccaneers, Dolphins, and 10,000 yards or more career passing. So Ryan Fitzpatrick played for those 5 teams: Bucs, Bills, Dolphins, Jets, and Bengals. And he obviously threw for more than 10,000 yards in his career. So, Brandon, obviously, I don't think either you or I are going to use Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No, I think we have to do a rule. The rule is you have to use Fitzpatrick for one of the squares.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I think if we're playing the Fitzmaculate grid, you have to have Fitzmaculate. You get to choose where you use him.
Of course,
yeah. You have to use him on a square. Strategic.
You have that strategic. Okay. Okay, so you have won, I believe, the last 2 that we've done.
Yeah, how about you? How about you go first?
All righty. What do I want to? Where would I like to begin? We usually save the statistic column for last, so I think I'm not going to break that streak here today.
Okay.
Let's just start in the upper left, which is Bills and Bucks. I'm actually going to go with a former patron saint / cowboy, and that is Darian Barnes. And I start with a 0.02%. Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm probably not going to beat that, but I'm going to use a former cowboy.
Okay.
Do you know former cowboy Cole Beasley?
Oh, yeah. So I think Fitzpatrick tried to do this and he couldn't come up with So Fitzpatrick was trying to do this and retweet it, and he couldn't come up with a Bill Buck. And it was like, somebody help me out here. And somebody retweeted Cole Beasley, and they were like, Cole Beasley played for Tampa Bay? It's like,
yep. Very shortly. He played for Tampa Bay 2 games, no starts, 4 receptions on 5 targets for 17 yards. And
was he technically? Did he technically win a Super Bowl ring then? Was he on that Super Bowl? Was that the Super Bowl season?
No Super Bowl championship.
Okay.
Okay, so my turn now, right?
Yeah, your turn. You're up.
Okay, I'm going to go to the bottom left, Bengals Bucks. Okay. And I'll choose someone who played for another one of my teams, the Texas Longhorns. Jordan Shipley.
Shipley's Donuts, yeah.
0.2%.
My dog's gonna help me out here. Say hi, Millie. Okay, so we're on Bengals Bucks. You said right. Oh, got it right here. Saints legend Lorenzo Neal. What was your score for Jordan Shipley?
0.2%.
0.2. Lorenzo Neal, 0.9%.
Ooh, so you edged you out on that one.
Square to you, sir. So it's my turn here.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go. I guess we'll finish that column. We'll do Bucks Jets. am going to go with. Is there? I feel like there's another Saints legend here that I could possibly go. Sorry, got a cat making noise over here. Actually, no. I'm going to go. Oh no, yeah, there's a Saints legend I'm going to use. Is kicker Doug Bryan. 0.07%.
I'm trying to think of this guy's name because I think there's a guy. Where are you? Ooh,
Keyshawn Johnson.
Found no.
Is that what you think?
Dick Wood.
Oh, of course.
0.3. What was your score?
Doug Bryan was 0.07.
Oh man, 0.3. Somebody's been stealing our dick tactics.
All right. Is it your turn?
It is my turn.
All righty.
All right, let's go to the Dolphins Bengals bottom center. And we are going to go with a kicker. We're going to go with Shane with a Y Graham. 0.7%. Also a former Saint.
He is a former Saint. Yeah, he was one of our myriad of kickers we went through at one point. Okay, I'm not going to pull the Fitz Magic card yet. What was your score on that one?
0.7.
It's Dolphins Bengals, right?
Correct.
I'm going to go with the original hefty lefty, Scott Mitchell. 2%.
Like the milk.
Yeah, exactly.
You're up. I think we're tied.
Oh, is my
piece?
My
Yes.
turn. Okay. Let's just go up one row there. Dolphins, Jets. Is that right?
Dolphins Jets. Yes.
Let's do. Let's do. Another former patron saint cowboy, Sean Ryan. Oh gosh, 0.006.
Ooh, I don't think I'm going to beat that one.
You want to play your Fitzmagic card here?
I'm thinking about it.
Now, we should remind folks, you could just steal mine, and then I get the square, but then it keeps your score low, your overall score low.
Okay.
Good.
Wait, I need to make sure this guy. I actually don't think he played for the Bills.
No, we're doing Dolphins Jets, aren't we?
Oh, we're doing Dolphins Jets?
Yeah.
We already did Dolphins Jets. That's where I did Dick Wood.
No, I thought that was Bucks Jets.
No, I haven't done Bucks Jets yet.
Oh, I did. Well, I did Bucks Jets. So okay, so when we get to that, I've already got my player picked out.
Okay.
So wait. So which one are you doing right now?
I thought we were doing Dolphins Bills.
Okay, well, go. You pick one then, because I haven't. We got to turn around here. So you go ahead and pick one. I need to pick a Dolphin Bill.
Okay, I'm gonna do the guy that I wanted the Cowboys to draft. I think I used him last week in the one that we played, or last time we played. But I'm gonna use Rasul Douglas, West Virginia product,
Okay.
2%.
All righty. Can I use? Okay. I will use another Saints legend, Kiko Alonso.
Ooh.
7%.
Ooh.
Yeah, not ideal. Okay, so let's do a quick recap here. So let's get on the same page here. So we've done Bills, Bucks.
Correct.
Right? I got that one.
Mm-hmm.
We did Bucks, Bengals. Right?
Bucks, Bengals. Yes, I got that one.
What was your score on that one?
0.2%.
Okay, yeah, so you did get that one. Okay.
Yeah.
We did Bengals, Dolphins.
Shane Graham, 0.7%.
I got Scott Mitchell, so you win that one.
Okay, I'm up 2-1.
And then we just did Bills, Dolphins.
Uh-huh.
I did Kiko Alonso. You did
Rasul Douglas.
Okay.
So I won that one.
You won that one. And then we did Jets, Dolphins.
Jets, Dolphins. I did Dick Wood.
And I did Sean Ryan.
What was Sean Ryan? I think you won that one, right?
.006. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm up 3-2 right now. And we have
so
Jets, Bucks.
So let's do Jets, Bucks.
Okay.
Is it my turn to go first?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll pick Doug Bryan.
Okay.
That was the kicker, Saints kicking legend. 0.07% for Doug
Okay.
Bryan.
You're gonna beat me. But I am going to steal one of your players here. Because I looked him up when you said his name. Lorenzo Neal also played for the Jets and the Bucks, so I will use Lorenzo Neal.
Actually, you might win this because
I don't know about 0.07.
He's
0.2%.
Okay. I knew it would be less than 1. I knew it would be less than 1%. All right. So it is your turn to go first. So we're now on the 10,000 yards or more in a career. Now, again, they don't have to have done all 10,000 passing yards for that team. It's just you threw for 10,000 yards in your career and you played at one point in your career with either the Bills, Jets, or Bengals, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So like if Drew Brees had played one game with the Bills at some point, he would qualify for this, but he obviously didn't.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the Jets.
Okay.
And I'm going to take oh, there he is. Okay, good. Babe Parilli.
Oh, nice.
0.2%. I got a lot of 0.2% over here.
Oh, wait. Would he? Oh, Dick Wood was a quarterback, right?
Yes.
Okay. But he did not throw for 10,000 yards, unfortunately.
Neither did Dick Shiner.
That's a shame. That is a shame. Nope, neither did he. Ooh. I feel like these are the hard categories because even guys that you think like, oh, this is going to be a layup score.
There's not always a lot of people.
You know what? I'm gonna
Are you gonna use your Fitz? Fitz in the tantrums?
Okay. I'm not what was your number on Babe?
0.2%.
Okay, so yeah, I'll use Fitzmagic here.
Okay.
Use Ryan Fitzpatrick. 2%.
Ooh, that's actually not bad.
That was part of my calculus. It's like what do I think is going to be the lowest score that he could?
Right.
Which I think that's pretty low. I don't think it'll get...
That was actually lower than I expected. The good thing about this is since he can be used for all 9 squares, that kind of lowers there's going to be some dispersion on where people use him.
And And the Jets, you got to remember, the Jets have Flacco, Rodgers, Namath. Like they have big name quarterbacks, so he can kind of sneak
right
under. So anyway, so you get that one, right?
Correct.
So you're up 4-3.
4-3. Yes.
Okay, so if you win this next one, you win. You'll clinch. Okay. So that was the Jets. So let's do. So we either do the Bills or the Bengals, right?
Correct.
Let's do the Bengals. There's a legend patron saint cowboy could be used here, but
the red rifle.
The red rifle, but I feel like that score would be through the roof. Actually, there's another Saints legend I could use too, but I think his score would be pretty high as well. I could have used Scott Mitchell here, actually. Maybe not. I don't know if Scott Mitchell threw for. Yeah, he did. Okay, never mind. I may have just given you too much.
I actually have another guy that I think I'm going to use.
Okay. This is not going to work. I'm going to go Jeff Blake. No, 2% for Jeff Blake. Saints legend, Jeff Blake. The quarterback right before Aaron Brooks. Okay, so who you got? Bengals 10,000 yards or more passing in their career.
Jason Campbell.
Oh man, that's a sneaky one.
0.4%.
Jesus, that is. So another one for Milos. Another one.
Another game for Milos.
Hey, man, I really stink at this game.
No, I think I got kind of lucky. Well, I think I got kind of lucky with a couple of these. I think is the real.
Okay, so for the Bills, you're going to use. That means I have to use
Fitzpatrick here.
You have to use Fitzpatrick. I mean, you've already clinched it. So, hang on though. Hang on. You're up 5. You're up 5-3. Never mind. You clinched it. Okay. Okay. So for the Bills, so you'll use Fitzpatrick. Let me figure out who I'm gonna use. I don't guess EJ Manuel did not throw for 10,000 yards. Here's a sneaky one.
Former Cowboy Matt Castle is also an option.
I'm gonna try Derek Anderson.
Ooh.
0.2% for Mr.
Nice.
Anderson. There you go.
So I got 3. So what was your final score?
14.
16.
So at least I'm getting a lower score overall. Yeah. So that's something.
Well, the Cole Beasley one was probably what put me over the top there,
or under the top. Anybody interested? I've got Mets Dodgers on the TV here. Just started first pitch. By the way, happy Jackie Robinson Day to those who. It is Jackie Robinson Day.
Kind of rooted them to put Jackie Robinson Day on tax day.
Well, I believe this is the day he was called up to the majors.
Oh, okay.
It was April 15th. I believe is why they do that. Everybody's wearing number 42 on their.
You know what? My brother-in-law actually brought me a Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead in the Jackie Robinson jersey. Like he's wearing it from the. So that's a pretty sweet collectible.
That is a nice collectible there.
I'll have to bring it down and put it and trot it out on the show sometime.
Yeah, so we established with Trang, she hates the Dodgers, right? She's not a.
Well,
not
I think I don't think anybody likes the Dodgers.
I don't think anybody. Even their fans don't like them. Yeah, so Ohtani is on the mound tonight for the Dodgers. Former Astro Kyle Tucker also with the Dodgers at this time. All right, buddy. Anything else you want to chat about, or are we good for?
I think we're good for this week. We'll be ready for the draft next week. Ready to get it over with.
Yeah, and like I said, hopefully we again, plan is for us to go live. I do have jury duty that day, so hopefully that doesn't interfere with our plans. But
yep,
we'll see. We'll also, I guess, so it'll be a live show. So we'll be doing, we'll probably sneak in some things as we in between picks. I believe the live coverage starts at what time? Is it 7 or 6:30?
I think 6:30, and then the official show kicks off at 7.
The official show. I know they have shortened the time between picks. I think they only give them like 8 minutes instead of 10 this year. Or
yeah, I like that. I like that because we didn't need this whole 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, let's move along.
Let's get this thing going.
Cue the Benicio del Toro gif from the Oscars of him.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll see everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good week. And happy tax season.
No.
Ugh.
Happy being over with tax season.
Happy being over with tax season.
There we go.
All right.
There we go.
There we go.